gonna be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We missed it. Let's speed it up. That means if he comes out and doesn't get it, I did it too slow. That's what that means. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. I'll go into training mode and show you guys. But before I do that, I want to see what the other thing is. Let's go ahead and same thing. Let's set it up with, where's baby girl? Jane. And instead of Seth, we want to see some Yuzu action. And let's test out the DP assist for the final time just to show you guys the rhythmic nature to it. Let's go ahead and enable enemy invulnerable. We'll keep the stun and then we'll raise them up to level 70. I don't really need any energy, but this is going to also show you guys like the gain that you get from this kind of stuff. And then, like I said, there's always different layers to this stuff that you can do, right? So she comes out, she does her little thing here, and now we're here. Same thing. I can just whip it out with Jane. Look at that. And they're both on the field. They're both doing damage. There's my assault. Right there once again. Come right back out. Jane's doing whatever. Dodge counter, right? He's going to go for the attack after the assault. Oh, I thought I was out of assist points. Oh, yeah. That's also what I wanted to show you. Just some more like Yuzuha stuff. When I was talking about the character demo, Tanuki Cloak is busted. This move is busted, okay? The fact that the tutorial did not teach you about Tanuki Cloak is dumb. It's really bad that the tutorial did not teach you about Tanuki Cloak. It like, I would have accepted 1, 2, 3 character demos, right? The pages, if the third page was Tanuki Cloak. Why is Tanuki Cloak important? Just like Caesar's parry, for those that are not aware, and here, I'll just use both characters. So, just like Caesar's parry, she instantly stops whatever the enemy is doing. Unless it's like a giganto enemy, right? Like, who's gigantic in this game? UCC, Typhon, whatever it is. All of those moves can't be just hard countered. From what I've tested, some moves just kind of go through, like you'll parry it and you'll stop that one move, but they won't stop their movement. So if UCC is lunging at you and you parry, you'll stop the initial hit, but he will continue with the following swing. Anything that's not a gigantic boss, the moment you parry it, and Caesar's parry is literally you just tap it. I'm literally just tapping special, right? At the right moment. And like I said, Caesar, the beauty about Caesar, why she's one of my favorite characters, despite her not doing the damage that I want her to do, I don't need energy. Boom, right? So now this guy is cooked. He's gone. He's out of there. And I don't have any energy with Caesar. I'm going to show you guys with no energy, you can still get a perfect parry. Now, you can't get your EX follow-up, right, which is her special stab. You don't get that anymore. You block the damage completely. You don't take anything. She has an insane amount of interrupt on this move to the point where it's basically a full-on counter. As you see, the interrupt is 100%. Anything that's not a gigantic boss, the interrupt is 100%. Now that I've explained this about Caesar, who has the best manual parry in the game, because she's one of the only ones with manual parry in the game, but like an on-command parry is what I'll call it. Let's talk about Yuzuha's. Yuzuha has Tanuki Cloak, which you guys can see it right here. Now hers, you have to hold it. So let's go here and read it. Hold punch to activate, enter a defensive stance for up to 1.5 seconds. If hit during this stance, parry the attack and inflict massive daze against the attacking enemy. Successfully parrying an attack gains 1 sugar point. Character is invulnerable when successfully parrying, which is basically just holding, right? He holds that for 1.5 seconds. And you see, this is why I like her and Kama are really good together. Even if you're holding parry, Kama is still helping you do a little bit of damage. You see the 777, right? Even when you're parrying, when you're in a defensive stance, Kama is still helping you do a little bit of offense. Let's go ahead and turn the enemy on, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Parry completely stops him from doing whatever he wants. Parry completely stops him from doing whatever he wants. Parry. Follow-up attack. I get a free sugar point. Parry. Now, mind you, the reason that she's not getting interrupted herself is because I have on Caesar's shield. That was not intentional. That's just what it is. Parried. Sugar point. Parried. Sugar point. EX skill. It's the quick version. Go straight into baby girl. I'm holding it. I don't have to. Oh, no, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm doing my mashes. I think he's going to attack. Hold. I got killed, right? This is a great way for you to learn how to fight enemies. I told y'all the same shit with Caesar way back when. Parried. EX. Going to Jane. Does it work against red attacks? Yup. Let me see if we can. Who gives us a red attack? I don't think we have a red attack right now, right? Just the Thanatos or Dullahan, right? No, Dullahan doesn't give you. Yeah, he does. Right? Dullahan gives you a red attack. And you hear that cling, by the way? That's another thing that the tutorial should have taught you. But we'll do it here in a bit. I can even parry attacks that don't have a flash on it. The reason that manual parries are so fucking strong is because it parries anything. Anything that is physically going to, if it has a hitbox, if it's supposed to do damage, if it's supposed to touch you in any way, shape, or form, you can parry it. Caesar can even parry projectiles. That's something that people don't really like do anymore. But if you see someone shoot a fucking rocket launcher, parry, right? The best thing that could be happening, or that could happen with Caesar if they buff it, just like a stealth buff, would be if they allow her to fling projectiles back. If she parries it, it shoots the projectile back. That's the way it should work. Now, you guys were asking about red parries, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Let me see if I can time it correctly. I didn't get it. 1, 2. Yeah, let me learn his little moveset real quick. See when I can get that attack in. Nope. I just didn't feel like timing that. I'm not gonna hold you. 1, 2. Parried. Let's try it again. Parried. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Crispy, what's popping, big dog? How you doing? Boom. Same thing here. Parried. Now, I actually want to see if I can parry that move, though. Let's just see if we can get him to charge up, and I'll see if I'll get the parry off. I'm probably just going to hold it, though. There it is. Okay. And there it is. Tanuki Cloak is one of her best moves in her kit. You absolutely should be learning how to implement Tanuki Cloak. I understand, and this is gonna be crazy, like hot take. I understand that there are gonna be so many people, creators, players, whatever, that tell you don't worry about anything on field. Like, she's off field, leave her off field, only like she just does whatever. The same way that I encourage players to learn how to play Caesar, I'm gonna say the same thing about Yuzuha. This character is not an only off-field character. If something was supposed to be only off-field, the kit would look closer to Triggers or Pulchra, where they don't really have a lot of on-field mechanics. Trigger does not have an on-field mechanic that does not equal exit the field and bring somebody else in. Everything Trigger does is to get your next character onto the field. When it comes to Caesar, when it comes to even Yuzuha, these characters have a mixture of getting on and off the field. They are closer to, again, fighting game reference, the type of playstyle that we would call something like that is like a hit and run, where, you know, like you get a couple of hits in, then you back off. You get a couple of hits in, then you back off. And then when it's ready for you to like go ham, you stay on the field, you go ham, right? Now, relating this to Zenless, is a lot different. So I don't want you guys to take that same term and be like, oh yeah, she's a hit and run. Not really what it is. I'm just explaining it so you understand a little bit more of the concept that I'm explaining. These characters have kits that are designed to be on field for a little bit and then get off the field and still support the team while off the field. That is why Yuzuha has the aftershock attacks. That's why she has the hard candy shots, 2 versions of the hard candy shot. There's this parry that she does. Y'all hear that clean? The clean. Okay, so Yuzuha actually has 2 different follow-ups. That one right there where the drill, the spiral arrow, that is when you quickly press it, you're mashing. You get the parry, you mash it out. I don't really know the advantage to doing that one right now. Maybe it's just quicker. But then she also has cling. When you cling, this basically counts, where is it at? It counts as the hard candy shot or something like that. And the hard candy shot counts as aftershock. It's gonna give you the sugar point, and it's gonna set her up to do whatever it is, plus the anomaly buildup rate. So now you get into the whole like the layer thing that I was mentioning earlier. Why would you do that? There we go. Why would you do this right here? Because now this sets it up so that Yuzuha, again, layers. I'm gonna press EX skill as soon as this screen goes away. She's gonna do the quick version of her EX skill so it doesn't take as long. I'm gonna get a quick assist. I'm gonna go into what should be Jane, but because the game is set, actually, you know what? I'm gonna take off Caesar. There we go. Let's set it up, and we're gonna go straight into Jane. And I'm gonna give her max energy just so I can show you guys a little bit more what I'm talking about. Boom, parry. EX skill immediately, straight into Jane. And look at that, my Jane is ready to party. She's activated. I get the anomaly boost. I'm stopping him from doing whatever I want. Here comes another assault. Boom. Guess what I can do after that, right? My boy, you can't touch me. I can always keep up the offense. Yuzuha's out here. Oh, I messed up. No, I didn't. Didn't mess up. That is the beauty of having that manual parry, because you're able to recover as quickly as you need to. The demo should have told you guys about Tanuki Cloak. It should have told you guys about Tanuki Cloak, and it didn't. And that upsets me greatly. Yinks, you asked, is Yuzuha 2-2 viable or 4-piece 2-piece is the way to go if I want to build her as a general support? Kind of depends on the team that you're running, because general support, Yuzuha is not a general support. Let's make that very clear. I understand that that could be a thing that would be asked, or like, you know, you would think like, oh, I just want to play her like with any anomaly team. There are some builds that might be a little bit easier for you to get away with like any anomaly team, but let's say that you can't do that, right? Or I don't know, let's go with any anomaly team. I don't really know what any anomaly team would be, because all of them are different. And I'm going to explain this here in a moment. Let's say that you're going to play, we talked about it earlier, mono ice. We go Miyabi, we go Lycan, and we go Yuzuha, right? Because Yuzu is going to replace Sokaku. This team, you can now run Swing Jazz. We talked about that earlier. Now you can run Swing Jazz because you're going to be able to get those stuns faster. You're going to be able to get your ultimates faster because of Yuzuha's unique mechanic. And you're going to be able to get more decibels with the disorders, as well as being able to do DP assists, or assist counters as the game officially calls them, and a lot of other cool tech. This is going to basically keep you up on Swing Jazz about 50% uptime, maybe 75% depending on like how quickly you do her ultimates. But for the most part, that's what it's going to be. So you have a couple different options, right? Like I said, you can run Swing Jazz if you want to. You could run Astral Voice, but you're only going to get that 2-piece, right? The two stack. Now let's say that you didn't run mono ice. You're going to run Jane, Yuzu, and Bernice or Vivian. Doesn't matter which one you pick. Bernice or Vivian, doesn't matter. Running your Yuzuha in this particular team, well, guess what? With Bernice in particular, now you have the option to run quick assist, and you can get all 3 stacks because Bernice's ultimate gives you a quick assist. So now this works in your favor. You get Astral Voice boost, and everyone gets a little taste of that, right? But then let's say that you didn't want to run Astral. Now you're not focused on stuns as much. You're still going to get some ultimates, so you could run Swing Jazz if you wanted to. But this is where a more general support, or rather a more niche support, comes into play for your Yuzuha. With Jane, now what you can run with your Yuzuha is a 4-piece, where is it at right here? Freedom Blues. Now you can run a 4-piece Freedom Blues. Why? because this is gonna ramp up the anomaly build that she's doing and give you like a fake M1 Yuzuha or a fake M1 Jane, something like that. And that'll allow you to build up Jane's physical anomaly faster. At the same time, this is also gonna help you because of Yuzuha's colorless attribute, right? Her effect to be able to amplify or use anybody else's attribute. With Bernice on the team, now you have 2 fire anomaly builders and you have the effect of having an M1 Jane or 2 physical anomaly builders. So your Yuzuha can get away with the 4-piece Freedom Blues, right? Because you're running her on the Jane team. And this would work if you were using Vivian too, it wouldn't matter. You could run 2-2-2. I think personally 2-2-2 is way more general. And if you're free to play, let's say that you don't have her weapon, but you have Kaboom, right? Running Kaboom gives you the energy regen that her signature W engine does. It gives you a high base attack, just like her signature W engine. But now you get even more combat attack instead of the anomaly proficiency. This allows you to do a number of different things depending on your substats. But basically, let's say that because of all the attack percent you're getting, you just hit 3K naturally. Like outside of combat, you hit 3K, you're good. But you want to make up for your missing anomaly proficiency. Now you can give her an AP4, call it a day. 2-2-2 allows you to fix your missing substats or complete your build with a much more generalized ease of use. And because it's 2-2-2, there's not a single effect you have to worry about triggering at all. You don't have to worry about a chain attack. You don't have to worry about if you ulted before the stun. You don't have to worry about if you parried with Protopunk before the stun. You don't have to worry about if someone got touched and you triggered an assault. You don't have to worry about if you burn somebody. 2-2-2 is quite literally build the character, go into the game and play the character, right? Play the team and call it a day. That is why, or rather one of 2-2-2's strengths. Yeah, and that same thing with me, Nate. Like, I understand that a lot of people like the 4-piece, but for me, I'm not even gonna bother putting a 4-piece on my Yuzuha except Freedom Blues unless I'm specifically aiming for something. Like I said, with the Jane team, right? Jane, Yuzu, and Bernice. If I'm specifically aiming for the physical amp up, the fake M1 Jane, then I'll put Freedom Blues on my Yuzuha, right? But that's all that is. But yeah, that's really it. Like, there is no general. Your generalized thing is a 2-2-2. It is quite literally, if you want a general support build, it's 2-2-2. Pick your 2. Phaethons is automatic. You need Phaethons. If you run Kaboom the cannon, now you don't need 2-piece Swing Jazz because you don't need the energy. And now you can replace it with double it. You can run Hormone Punk and Astral. That's going to give you a plus 20% attack boost. And this could be a way for you to cheese your stats. So now you can get away with an AP or a crit rate 4. Like 2-2-2 allows you to do a lot of things that a standard 4-piece does not allow you to do. And I don't think that's being talked about enough. Unfortunately, 1, my video is just doing dog shit right now. And 2, I slacked on it. I wasn't able to get it out on time to get it approved on time. So I actually could not release it over the weekend like I planned to, which slowed down a lot of other videos. So maybe we'll be making up for that with this stream tonight. And I'll just release a couple quick clips and stuff like that. Who knows? But that's pretty much it. If this turns into a video, guys, leave a like, comment down below, all that fun stuff. And, you know, have fun.